Good evening, Raider baseball fans, and it's regional semifinal baseball time here at Northeast Stadium at Northeast Sports Park in San Antonio. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside the one and only Mr. Jonathan Kaspar as we're just about ready to get underway. We're awaiting the umpires. Both teams are here, and what an exciting atmosphere as fans trickle into the ballpark, Jonathan.
Yes, sir. And I'll tell you what, another home away from home, a place and a venue that we were very familiar with, having played many a big games here, not just in playoff time, but Comal ISD has a lot of their tournaments played or games played here when you make the semifinals. So very great, beautiful complex. Fans are piling in, and I'm going to guarantee they will probably continue to pile in even as we make our way into the first or second inning, just dealing with that traffic out on 35.
Right. Tomorrow we'll give it up to some 6A teams here, and we will move to North Side, field number 2.
On the south side.
A little further down.
Yeah.
Towards the south of San Antonio. But, it's always a great time of year. You get to go to different venues, Jonathan. But tonight, it is the Victoria East Titans hosting the Rouse Raiders in game number 1 of the Region 4 semifinal. And an exciting time. I spoke with Coach Coley earlier. And, their district is a little more complex and complicated than our district is. It's a 10-team district, but they break up into 2 5-team zones. And so I was trying to figure out how they only had a 6-3 district record with 10 teams. And so he was explaining it to me, and I'm like, Coach, that's as clear as mud.
Good luck figuring that one out.
You don't face every team. There's 2 5-team districts. They'll play each of those teams. I think twice, and then it's a round robin. You have to play across the other side of the half of the district, and then there's seeding games that go in to determine the 4 seeds out of District 29 5A.
Well, and the interesting part of that, Michael, is what are you going to face? I mean, is there a predetermined schedule? And you go against, somebody that may not be to the top of quality as you would on the other side. So luck of the draw could play into it.
So the Victoria East Titans come into tonight out of 29 5A. They're the 3rd seed. They have a 30-9 record. They were 6-3 in district. Their head coach is Wes Coley. He is in his 16th year with 277 career wins. He's assisted by Mike Yakes, Logan Luck, and Tanner Dickerson. Their 2023 record was 21-10. They were 4-4 in district with 10 returning starters. Your Rouse Raiders out of District 25 5A, the number 3 seed, are also 39-1 and 10-4 in district play. Their head coach is Chad Crimpine. They're in the 23rd year. He's in his 23rd year with 511 career wins. He's assisted by Manny Perez, Dan LaPaglia, and Will Noble. Their 2023 record was 30-12-1 and 9-5 in district, and a regional finalist representing Region 4, and with 7 returning starters. So we have the regional semifinal matchups, Jonathan, if you want to go over those right quick.
Yes, sir. Regional semifinals here for Region 5A's 1 and 2 is going to have Lubbock Cooper versus Grapevine, Abilene Wiley versus Argyle, and then in Region 2, you're going to have Lone Star versus Forney.
And you also have a game they played yesterday, and so you have a game score there highlighted in yellow.
Aha, there we go. We had a Wednesday game, interestingly enough. Again, this time of year, a lot of graduations play into scheduling, as it did here for our tournament. So Lone Star did take down Forney 2-0 in their first game in that best of 3. And then Frisco versus Lucas Lovejoy finishes out Region 2. In Regions 3 and 4, we have Region 3 Friendswood versus Lake Creek. They also did have a game 1. Friendswood winning that one in a close one, 5-4. And then Santa Fe and also Region 3 against Magnolia West. Magnolia West beating Santa Fe 7-2 yesterday. Leander Rouse here for ourselves, Victoria East. We will do a Thursday, Friday if necessary to make way for their graduations. And then Kerrville-Tivy versus McCallum Memorial.
And I didn't have any information for their venue to actually put in there. I follow Texas high school baseball, and they keep the schedules, and unfortunately didn't have them. So we have the brackets of who we'll be facing in there, and we'll get back to that in just a moment. They're introducing the Raider lineup, and we will follow suit. Leading off for your Rouse Raiders, number 9, Rainer Heinrich at second base. Batting second will be number 12, Tyler Espinoza in right field. Batting third will be the first baseman, number 8, Oscar Salazar. Batting fourth will be the catcher, number 14, Xander Forcell. Batting fifth will be the center fielder, number 10, Landon Miller. Batting sixth will be the designated hitter, number 11, Andrew Sanchez. He will be hitting for the left fielder, number 31, Adrian Graves. Batting seventh will be the third baseman, number 22, Nathan Miller. Batting eighth will be the shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis. And rounding out the order will be the starting pitcher for the Raiders tonight, number 6, Gavin Silva.
Yes, sir. Not many surprises here from Coach Krimpine as he has pretty much locked in his starting lineup. But we did see one quick change, a little flip-flop in the 4-5 spot there between Xander Forcell and Landon Miller. So it's a little spark there in the middle of the lineup.
Well, you got two guys with hot bats right now, and either one of them could interchangeably and swap places.
And he's hoping that spot maybe gives Xander Forcell the player of the week, as we just had seen by Landon Miller receiving that for Central Texas in Austin American Statesman.
For Victoria East, leading off will be the center fielder, number 19, Ryan Steele. He will be followed by the catcher, number 18, Kason Coley. Batting third will be the shortstop, number 3, Hunter Barros. Batting fourth will be the right fielder, number 6, Xavier Ortega. Batting fifth will be the second baseman, number 5, Mason Sockwell. Batting sixth will be the first baseman, number 23, Joey Lee. Batting seventh will be the left fielder, number 4, Grayson Youngblood. Batting eighth will be the third baseman, number 15, Andrew Alvarado. And batting ninth will be the designated hitter, number 2, Joe Soto. He will be hitting for the Titans' starting pitcher tonight, number 11, Gage Goldman. And so with that, in just a moment, we will take a break for the national anthem. But it promises to be a good ball game tonight, Jonathan. A good series.
Yes, sir. Looking forward to it.
We'll be right back with you. And thank you for tuning in and watching Rouse Raider Baseball on SHN Sports. We'll be right back in just one moment. With the playing of our national anthem. It's playoff baseball time in Texas as we're just about to get underway here at Northeast Stadium Sports Park. Good evening, everyone. I'm Michael Francis alongside Mr. Jonathan Kaspar. As we got fans asking us about the broadcast so that they can pick it up. Victoria East asking about being able to share the link.
Yeah, checking on the broadcast.
We welcome everyone to the broadcast tonight. If you're a Victoria East fan, welcome to the broadcast. We do have the chat line open, so Please let us know who you're rooting for and shout out to your favorite player. We'll mention it on the broadcast. We don't mind friendly rivalry banter going back and cross, but nothing personal and nothing nasty or targeted, no cussing or anything like that.
Keep it clean,
Keep it civil.
Keep it clean, keep it
cordial.
simple, enjoy the game.
And we can keep it up. It usually proves to be really fun, and fans usually enjoy that. Timothy Nickel chiming in says, sweet. And Veronica Arnold, go Raiders. Momo says hi, and let's go Raiders. And Veronica and Momo, Popo, we love y'all. We miss y'all not being able to be here tonight, but hopefully tomorrow night y'all can be here. George Garcia checking in from the Bay Area. Go Rouse.
Yeah, and Michael, we saw it a moment ago, and I don't know anybody that was able to enjoy the pregame and be able to get to see what was going on as they were doing the national anthem. But the normal home team will line up in a pretty regular status where your outfielders are center of the outfield.
Hey, you remember
your
this spot.
infielders are just past second base, and your infielders are on the pitcher's mound. But Victoria East doing a really unique setup where they basically sat up as if the field was the pitcher's mound, and they had center field. Everybody basically surrounded the mound, so it was really cool.
Defensively for the Titans, on the mound, number 11, Gage Goldman. Behind the plate, number 18, Kason Coley. At first base, number 23, Joey Lee. At second base, Mason Sockwell. Number 5. At third base, number 15, Andrew Alvarado. At short, number 3, Hunter Barrows. In left, number 4, Grayson Youngblood. In center, number 19, Ryan Steele. And in right field, number 6, Xavier Ortega. Due up for the Raiders in the first, Rainer Heinrich, Tyler Espinosa, and Oscar Salazar. Monica Strait chiming in, east side, beast side. Timothy Nickel, go Raiders.
Very cool.
Goldman toes in from the stretch. He will deal a strike down the middle, and we are underway.
Yeah, and getting the scouting report on Goldman, great pitcher throughout the season, a senior, looks a lot like Cade Davis from Cedar Park.
This is popped up. It's in on the handle of the bat, and Goldman will track it and make the catch, and that will retire Heinrich for out number 1.
And I say looks a lot like Cade Davis, except he's about 6 inches taller. Oh, my goodness. He is a absolute towering left-handed pitcher on the mound.
That'll bring up Tyler Espinosa. Oscar Salazar on deck.
Yeah, that one gets in on Rainer Heinrich as he swings and just pops it barely up. And
fastball down the middle for strike 1. We usually like to get behind home plate with the camera shot. This pitch down and away for ball 1, and the count will even up. But unfortunately, there's a stair that goes down there, and we can't set the camera up right there, so we're kind of offset from the home plate. The 1-1 pitch gets the inside corner for strike 2. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Tyler Espinosa. Oscar Salazar on deck. Espinosa will hit this one foul and out of play and get another swing of the bat. John Escobar checking in. Let's go East. Proud of y'all boys.
Yes, sir, and had a little quick visit from the Kit Hill guys right before the start of the game here. Andrew Kidhill and Steve.
1-2 pitch. This is hit out to center field. This will be tracked by Steele. He'll make the catch, and that will do it for Espinosa.
Yeah, good solid hit there, but nothing is going to fly tonight if you get it up in the air. We have a pretty stout 15, probably up to 20-mile-an-hour wind gusts blowing dead in from center field. And, you know, again, just as we see at the Rouse home field, is do not get it up in the air.
Oscar Salazar will take for strike 1. And Goldman doing a good job of getting out ahead of batters.
Yes, sir. 3 for 3 in that regards.
Brian O's Adventure Channel, go Rainer, Auntie Kim, and Uncle B. This is popped up and playable.
Trouble with the wind.
That'll be played by Mason Sockwell, and the Raiders will go in order in the first on 3 fly ball outs.
And again, just like that, you know, 1, 2, 3, all good contact, you know, or at least making contact, should I say. Tyler Espinosa with the best contact of the bunch there, but just getting it up in the air and not really having a chance with this wind.
Defensively for the Raiders, on the mound, number 6, Gavin Silva. Behind the plate, number 14, Xander Forcell. At first base, number 8, Oscar Salazar. At second base, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. At third base, number 22, Nathan Miller. At short, number 7, Jacob Solis. In left, number 31, Adrian Graves. In center, number 10, Landon Miller. And in right, number 12, Tyler Espinosa. Due up for the Titans in their half of the first, Ryan Steele, Kason Coley, and Hunter Barros. A beautiful evening here in San Antonio, but that wind is blowing in.
Yes, sir, it is. And I did pull it up, and yeah, it is showing pretty steady 17-mile-an-hour wind here this afternoon. Now, we've avoided the rain that was up north and the storms, so we're grateful for that we're able to get this game in with zero issues there, but definitely have the hot, humid, windy weather down here in San Antonio.
Augustin Galvin checking in. Let's go, Gage Goldman. He's a beast. Joanne Comorn. Go Raiders. Lulu Garcia. Go Raiders.
And Gavin getting his last couple of pitches in here. Gavin, as I mentioned earlier, Landon Miller being named Athlete of the Week for your Rouse Raiders. Had a quick visit from Fox 7 News and, had a quick little stint with him and did a little video. It was really cool if anybody was able to catch that out on X. Gavin Silva is now up for Athlete of the Week for this past week's performance. Last game 1, Cedar Park, winning 3-0, going complete game, 13 strikeouts, and was just a beast on the mound. And
complete game shutout. Did
a great job keeping a very potent Cedar Park offense on their heels throughout the entire game. And ran all the way up to his pitch count, too. So he did get the complete game, and I believe it was on 113 total pitches.
In the next half inning, Jonathan, let's be sure and go over how they got here.
I have that right in front of me. Yes, sir. I just knew we weren't going to quite have enough time in this little stint. You missed it. Coach Mann and Thompson stopped by just to say hi, and they didn't have a chance to make it out to game 2, but they were both on the road.
Right.
And were listening while on the road and said we did a bang-up job and really enjoyed it and told us to keep it up. So,
hey, awesome.
Enjoy that.
Well, we endeavored to put together a good broadcast, and for the most part, even though it's a home broadcast for Rouse, we try to be as neutral as possible so that it's enjoyable for both fan bases.
I love to say game recognizes game, and we want to recognize any great offensive plays, defensive plays, just great play in general.
Ryan Steele digs in. He will take for a ball on a fastball high and inside for ball 1. Gavin Silva pitching from the stretch. This is cut on and hit over to third. Nathan Miller has it to throw to first in time, and that will retire Steele for out number 1. 5-3 on the putout.
Yeah, Ryan Steele, a sophomore for the Titans, has had a great season from what I could see, and really leading in most offensive categories for the Titans.
That'll bring up Kason Coley. Coley, the catcher for the Titans. Hunter Barros on deck. The first pitch, fastball down the middle for strike 1. Well, Jonathan, from our vantage point, we're kind of off to the side, so we can't even fake like we know what we're seeing on the fastball. That's a hit that will go out to left. It'll get through Nathan Miller, and Coley will get the single.
Yes, sir. Great hit there. Very crisply hit. And Nathan Miller moving his way to the left, just not quick enough to be able to make a stab at it and get to the...
You have a courtesy runner coming in for Coley.
Courtesy runner coming in, number 1, and I will have that, which is Christian Ferrier. Courtesy runner number 1 for the Titans, Christian Ferrier, coming in for Coley, the starting catcher for the Titans.
Hunter Barros makes his way to the plate. He'll dig in from the right side. A breaking ball gets the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, one of my buddies texted me, he's listening to the game, and says, "Go RRB." So that could be for Rouse Raider baseball, but I think it's more for where we work at Red River Brick. He said, "See what I did there?"
That pitch down and away for ball one, and that will even things up at one. Joseph Nunez checking in. Great commentary. Thank you, guys. Go Titans. 1-1 the count to Barros. That pitch high and inside for ball two. 2-1. Ferrier extends his lead at first. Silva comes set. That pitch, a breaking ball down the middle, and Barros.
Buckled Barros. He actually ducked and bailed out as Gavin Silva has got a great breaking pitch, and it snapped off to catch the back corner.
2-2. This is hit up to third. That'll be knocked down by Miller. He'll make the throw to first in time. What an outstanding play by Nathan Miller to stick with it. That'll go 5-3 on the putout of Barros, but that will move Coley over to second, or Ferrier over to second.
And I'll tell you what, Nathan Miller made just a quick adjustment. He wasn't able to get to the first hit by Coley, but he was able to make a stab at that one and just knocked the ball down, realizing it, and knew he had a little bit more time, spun and made a good throw.
This will bring up Xavier Ortega. Ortega will take for ball one, a breaking ball on the outside. Colby May checking in. Let's go, Rouse. Let's go, Carter May, watching from Alaska.
Alaska, nice.
Silva checks Ferrier at second. He'll come home. That pitch misses low for ball two. Mason Sockwell on deck. Ortega, the right fielder for the Titans. That pitch misses outside for ball three, and Ortega in a 3-0 count.
Yeah, and a quick little motion there from Xander Forcell to Gavin. Hey, Bubba, you're just getting it. You're starting it. The break is there. He's just starting it in the wrong position to really get them to chase. Staying very disciplined are the Titans batters right now.
Fastball misses for ball four, just a little high. And the Titans have two aboard. Stockwell will dig in.
We'll say 2 on, 2 away here in the bottom of the first.
That hot corner has really been working Nathan Miller over at third base. Silva will spin off, and he'll look Ferrier back to second. Breaking ball in for strike one.
And once again, we see Mason Sockwell duck to his knees and drop down squat to avoid being hit, so he thought, and Gavin Silva snaps another one off.
Breaking ball misses outside for ball one, and that will even it up at one.
For a strike call, and 2 times now we've seen him be very effective with that. And
Joey Lee on deck. Silva checks Ferrier. He'll come home with it. This is popped up and will go out of play for strike two.
I had it, Michael. It almost went straight over the net and under the awning here. Again, beautiful complex here in Northeast Stadium.
1 ball and 2 strikes to Mason Sockwell. 2 on with 2 outs. This is cut on. It's chopped and is played by Miller. He'll make the throw to first in time, and what a layout by Oscar Salazar to keep his foot on the bag to get the out at first, but it was the Nathan Miller show as all 3 outs were from third base. 5-3 on each putout.
Yes, sir. All 3 outs and the lone hit of the inning.
Lone hit. So they go no runs on 1 hit. They leave 2, and after 1 complete, we're scoreless here in San Antonio. So why don't we go over how they got here, Jonathan?
Yes, sir. So real quick, just both of these squads, and we like to go over. Do we have that on the?
Did I not have it in there?
I don't think we have it. I looked for it.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Just go ahead.
Sorry. So hoping to be able to show you this little snippet, but Rouse was the 3 seed out of 25, District 25 5A, matching up against 26 5A Smithson Valley, the number 2 seed, beating them 6-2 and 7-1 in straight games. Proceeding to the area round and going against Alamo Heights Mules, a rematch of last year. Going into 3 games this time, winning 10-1 at Alamo Heights, then getting beat 3-4 at Rouse before turning around and having a neutral game at Dripping Springs and winning 8-4 off of a grand slam home run from Landon Miller in that game. And then the regional quarters being, again, another rematch of last year and the third time in 4 years. Cedar Park Timberwolves, this time being a best-of-2 series and getting the win there, 3-0 in Game 1 and 2-1 in Game 2, also at neutral sites. On the other side, Victoria East, also the 3rd seed out of 29 5A, meeting Veterans Memorial Patriots, winning 8-1 and 7-1, meeting Pioneer Diamondbacks in the area round, needing 3 games in that one, win-loss and then win, and then Veterans Memorial Game 1 winning 1-0, and then Game 2 winning 9-4. So very, very similar avenues here as they reach the regional semis.
Xander Forcell at the plate. He fouls the first pitch off for strike 1. That pitch misses low for ball 1. Coley will call time. He's going to go out to the mound to make sure that he and Goldman are on the same page.
And as I mentioned before the start here, Coach Krimpine deciding to do a little flip-flop with Xander Forcell and Landon Miller. I've seen that a couple of times this year as Xander has just climbed his way up this starting lineup and the batting lineup.
This one's fouled back out of play, and that will be strike number 2. 1-2 the count to Forcell.
He puts his power on display game in and game out, does Xander Forcell, the Zan Man, the X Factor.
Goldman will deal down the middle for strike 3 as he catches Forcell looking, and I think Coley sold that one.
He immediately jumped up and said, we're doing around the horn on that one because that was a strike, and I can't argue because it looked like it was great from our vantage point.
Landon Miller comes to the plate. 1 away. And he will give this one a ride. It's hit deep to right. And it will hit the warning track. And he is going to round third.
Come home. Come home. Come home.
He's rounding third and he's headed home.
In the park, home run, folks. Oh, my goodness. I said it was gone, and it wasn't over the fence, but it worked just the same as Landon Miller thought it was cruise control to third base as he got around second, and he sees Coach Krimpine waving wildly as the ball gets away from the right fielder,
from Xavier Ortega.
Wow. Unbelievable, that ball. It's just the wicked bounce that it got off the turf, and the wind was pushing it away from Xavier. When it hit, it bounced away from him, and he thought he had it in the glove, and that just made it dive into the corner, and he was off to the races.
It's 3:20 down the lines. Andrew Sanchez will stand in. He will take for strike 1. 350 down the left and right power alleys, and 380 to straightaway center field. Swing and a miss on a pitch down and away for strike 2. Anthony Ballinger checking in. Let's go 7. Rocket nephew Jacob Solis. Goldman will deal. This one is fouled back out of play, and Sanchez will get another opportunity. Steven Schluter check in. It was showing. I guess I don't remember that reference. We talked about something that he said he was showing. I missed it. This is hit to short. It'll be played by Barros. Barros will make the throw to first, and that will do it for Sanchez. 6-3 on the putout.
Not sure what he's talking about there. So
Timothy Nickel, woohoo! Nathan Miller will come to the plate for his first at bat of the evening.
there's Nathan Miller coming alive here lately with a great bat.
That pitch is a fastball low for ball one. And I think that's probably the first pitch that he's thrown that hasn't been a first pitch strike.
First pitch non-strike, yes, sir. And
Miller shows bunt. He'll lay off and take for a strike, a fastball down the middle.
yeah, other than just trying to throw a little change of sight to Goldman, Nathan Miller not known for his speed.
That pitch misses
I don't.
for
Yeah,
ball two.
I'm going to
not
agree
sure
with
where it
everybody
missed.
else. I heard a bunch of boos from Victoria East. It looked good, but again, very difficult to see where it was.
This is hit back to Goldman. He will make the throw over to first, and that will do it. 1-3 on the putout. The Raiders get one run on one hit, and they leave them empty. On to the bottom we go. Raiders leading this one 1-0. Want to take this opportunity to recognize our, let me get there, double sponsors and our triple sponsors, Austin Summit Group, Terry McDaniel and Company Investment, and Team Guerrero. Our triple sponsors, Four Wheel Parts and B2Z Engineering. And we want to thank you for your valuable support. We could not do it without your generous support of the Raiders throughout the season and into the playoffs. We also want to take this opportunity to run our regular spot for the UIL. Don't miss the final UIL State of the Year, or State Event of the Year, the 2024 State Baseball Tournament, taking place Wednesday, June 5th through Saturday, June 8th. These games will be played at the Dale Diamond in Round Rock, with Conference 4A games taking place at the historic Dishwalk Field at the University of Texas at Austin campus. For schedule, spectator, and ticket information, please visit uiltexas.org/baseball. Again, that's uiltexas.org/baseball. And I'll tell you what, whoever wrote the promo for that was very wordy this year. Usually it's a single paragraph, but that's a pretty long one.
Hey, a lot of information, a lot of pertinent information. Make sure everybody's 100% aware of what's going on out there for the tournament. So, two great venues, obviously Dell Diamond. Raiders really, really looking to try to get back there again since from their visit in 2021. And
due up for the Titans in the second, Joey Lee, Grayson Youngblood, and Andrew Alvarado. B. Hernandez, let's go Grayson Youngblood from the Bernals from Williston, North Dakota. Glad to have you fine folks with us. Swing and a miss for strike one.
See if the folks down there that we gave the information to earlier were able to get on, or maybe they were just sending that information out to some folks at home.
That is fouled off for strike two, and Lee quickly in an 0-2 count.
Yeah, Lee batting from the left side here.
Grayson Youngblood is taking a hit on his on-deck fielding percentage. That was covered by Carter May. This will be hit up the middle. He'll be played by Solis to throw to first in time, and that will do it for Joey Lee. One away as Grayson Youngblood will make his way to the plate. Youngblood, the left fielder for the Titans.
I'll tell you what, notice a change here the last couple of games from shortstop Jacob Solis. Unbelievable defensive player, but one thing that has not necessarily, I'm going to say plagued him, but one thing that has gotten to him a few times, guys being able to leg out, is he catches that ball deep, right? Because there's a lot of hard hits to him, and just having that arm and maybe taking too much time to get rid of it.
Fastball misses low for ball one to Youngblood.
And in the last couple of games, I've seen him as quick as he's got it in his glove, he's getting out of his glove and getting it down there and giving Oscar plenty of time to make that out. Love seeing it.
1-0 pitch. That'll be fouled off for strike one, and that'll even it up.
He'll get stronger as he goes on, as he is only a sophomore. So plenty more time, plenty more years here to again get stronger and have that little shot he Joe Sparshoe Cannon over there at short that he can sit and count the seams for a little while before he lets it fly across the diamond.
Pitch misses outside for ball two. Two balls and one strike to Grayson Youngblood. Two one pitch, a breaking ball outside for ball three. Three and one, the count to Youngblood. The 3-1 pitch. This is fouled back and out of play for strike two, and the count goes full.
Yeah, sort of a check swing there.
Check swing foul.
Yep.
Yeah. The payoff pitch, that's high for ball four. And Silva issues his second walk of the afternoon or the evening. That will bring up the third baseman, number 15, Andrew Alvarado.
Great stadium voice that we have here at the Northeast Sports Complex.
Youngblood extends his lead at first. Silva will deal from the stretch. A fastball right down the middle, actually at the bottom part of the zone.
Definitely bottom, and you know, something that has shown already a couple of times is we watch Xander sort of work it, you know, from the bottom up, bring it up into the zone, and has not been called.
Breaking ball outside for ball one, and Silva struggling with that outside corner, getting his ball to break. It's breaking way outside.
Yeah, I think he's maybe trying to bait these guys, but they again are staying very, very disciplined and not offering at that outer.
1-1 pitch. Slider in for strike two. One on with one away here in the bottom of the second. Joey Soto on deck. A breaking ball that's fouled off.
Yeah, staying alive there, worrying a really good pitch there from Gavin Silva is another breaking pitch on the inner half of the plate.
John Escobar checking in. Win the pitch. Let's go, East. Fastball low for ball two, and that will even it up. Silva comes set. The 2-2 pitch. Misses high for ball three, and Alvarado works the count full. Silva comes set. That is fouled off, and Youngblood will make the return trip back to first.
Yeah, Titans looking for a little hit and run action there. Youngblood getting a great jump, although I'm not going to put anything past the arm of Xander Forcell as he is very high throw out rate on base runners.
Throw to first will not be in time as Youngblood gets back safely.
Or should I say potential base stealers.
Brett Milliken checking in. The Milliken family is cheering on the Raiders. Let's go Carter May and let's go Raiders. Silva comes set. The payoff pitch misses high for ball four. And Silva issues back-to-back walks. That will bring up Joe Soto.
Yeah, and with the back-to-back walks, quick little visit to the mound from Oscar Salazar, who is your normal game two starter, and able to give him some very good wisdom, you know, talk to each other. Great camaraderie between those two as they have gone and been the 1-2 duo all year long on the mound for the Raiders.
Soto with his first at-bat of the night, or first appearance. That pitch down the middle for strike one as Silva slips coming off the mound.
I wish we saw that.
Ryan Steele on deck.
We saw that in game one versus Cedar Park, but he did the same thing at the Liberty Hill field.
Breaking ball misses for ball one.
Looked really good for a long time there.
Yeah, it's hard to see from where I'm at, really, with the angle, right?
Yes, sir. We can just go off of height and try to assume where it crossed.
Throw back to second, and
Yep.
they get Youngblood.
Yeah.
He tagged him.
Great pick play, and I'll tell you what, caught him leaning, and not even just leaning, he made a step towards third, and Gavin Silva basically just had to collect himself and make a good throw, and got the lead runner for the second out of the inning.
And he just kind of froze out there, and Silva able to turn around and make that throw back, and Heinrich actually tripped over the bag, but tagged him before he got back to the bag. Fastball inside for ball 2. 2-1 the count to Joe Soto. Alvarado extends his lead at first, staying relatively close. That pitch outside for ball 3.
Yeah, I'd be staying close too after that last pick play. He don't want to be the next guy up.
Silva toes in from the first base side of the rubber. He'll deal high for ball 4, and that's the third walk issued by Silva this inning.
Actually, third in a row, which will now draw a visit. That's one thing that we definitely have seen. I mean, there's no stranger to this is Gavin Silva. I mean, as many times as he has been a double-digit strikeout guy, he's also thrown quite a few walks in there and has normally found a good way to overcome that, with the exception of really one outing this year. And I don't think that there'll be a problem here. Coach Crimpine will get him to refocus and reset, and he'll get right back in there and go to work.
So if you want to go over the brackets, Jonathan, and what we're looking at for the regional final.
Yes, sir. So brackets here real quick. Obviously, we've gone through where we stand here regional. The winner of the Rouse Victoria East game will play against will play against
the winner of
Tybee McCallum Memorial. Then, of course, the winner of Lone Star Forney in regions 1 and 2 will play against the winner of Frisco and Lovejoy.
Ryan Steele makes his way to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. Runners at first and second with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second. Raiders leading this one 1-0. Silva will deal a breaking ball. This is hit out to left.
Great pay. Good catch. No, they said he didn't
dropped
catch it.
And that will score a run.
Oh, wow. Diving play from Adrian Graves. He actually got the ball, rolled over, held it up in his glove, but the third base umpire was running out into the field to watch the play. So, I mean, he had a great angle to see it, and he called it safe immediately.
That'll be an RBI single for Ryan Steele. And he advances to second on the throw in. That will bring up Case and Coley.
I could have swore he made a heck of a play on that, and he was right there as he dove, similar to the one Tyler Espinoza made, the play that he made in the Cedar Park series out in right field.
Coley 1 for 1. He singled back in the first, and he takes for a strike. Elisa Cortez, let's go. Good RBI, Ryan. The 0-1, this is lifted high. It could be playable. Oscar Salazar comes in on it. He tracks it and makes the catch, and that will end it for the Titans in the second. They get 1 run. How you doing, sir?
Good, sir.
Great to see you. Clay Kelch in the house, everyone.
Thanks, Clay.
They get one run on one hit. And how big do those walks look, Jonathan?
Yeah, I mean, we say it over and over again, and there is no defense against walks or errors.
Yeah,
and
there's no defense against walks.
All it
that's
takes
sure.
is three walks. They were able to get the lead pickoff there to hammer down, but then he turns around and walks the next guy, and that brings one more runner up to Steele, who makes him pay with the ball that drops just shallow enough to stay out of the diving glove of Adrian Graves.
It was a great effort by Adrian Graves. But Steele doing what he needed to do to get a run in to tie this ball game.
Yes, sir. And just real quick, going over the bracket play, also wanted to point out the top 25, we've highlighted the teams that no folks are still in it, but the teams that have been eliminated from bracket play as a run to the state. And yes, you do see 8 of the top 10 in 5A have been eliminated here in the playoffs. Argyle, Lucas Lovejoy, Grapevine being the only one still alive. And then, Rouse being right there, Liberty Hill, Cedar Park coming out of 25-5A as number 4 and 5, both having been eliminated. Bernie Champion going down to Kerrville-Tivy, which Kerrville-Tivy takes out 2 number 1 seeds in their route to the semis, where, of course, they are facing off against McCallum Memorial.
Gage Goldman back out to pitch the third, due up for the Raiders in the third. Solis, Silva, and Heinrich. That'll be your 8, 9, and 1 hitters.
I would love to see the bottom of the lineup really start to liven up here. We are getting to see Gavin Silva hit for himself again, even while he's pitching. Something that coach has been back and forth on, right, all year long on whether Gavin does go in. And, he can swing a great bat, has a lot of sneaky power when he pulls the ball, and can really run and fly around those bases.
Goldman toes in. He will deal high and outside for ball 1.
And now only the second time that we have not seen Goldman get ahead of the batter off the first pitch.
A little breaking ball. Off-speed pitch in for a strike.
Yeah, takes a little off of that one to find the strike zone.
The 1-1 pitch, that's inside for ball 2.
And immediately throwing that pitch, I don't like that ball, Blue. Give me another one. Give me a fresh ball.
And it goes back into the pouch.
Yeah, didn't quite like the seams on that.
Unlike the colleges and the pros, they don't throw them away. He might get that ball next, and that one is hammered on and hit foul down the left field side for strike 2, and that will even the count at 2.
That one's going to go out of play as that hammered off of the concrete, or should I say brick wall there down the third base foul line, and probably put a good scratch or dent in that ball.
2-2 the count to Solis. The 2-2 pitch, he'll foul that one off, and that will go foul into the Titan dugout and bounce out. Meemaw and Papa checking in. Go Raiders, go Seniors. Shout out to our Rouse senior granddaughter, Catherine K. I'm assuming that would be Catherine Crimpine.
Yes, sir.
That pitch.
No, he laid off. Check swing.
He was able to check his swing.
Yeah, they're appealing over to first.
The pitch was not a strike, but they were arguing whether he was able to check his swing for ball 3, and that will bring the count full. The payoff pitch, that's high for ball 4, and Goldman will issue his first walk of the evening.
So Goldman looking very strong in the first 2 innings.
The Raiders get their leadoff on for the first time tonight.
Yes, sir. Once again, we would just love to see these guys, these Rouse hitters, get the ball down, right? Just take advantage of hitting through the holes in the infield as opposed to trying to hit it into big gaps in the outfield, because if you get the ball up in the air, it's hanging or getting knocked
Silva shows bunt. He'll foul that one, and it goes in the air, and then your heart just sinks every time you see a bunt go up in the air.
We've seen way too many already this year.
Yeah, how many fly ball outs on bunts? It's like, gotta put it on the ground, guys. Even if it's in foul territory.
Well, the ball pounded him inside from Goldman, and he was backing away as he was still trying to lay the bunt down. And
he will leave his bat out there and will get rung up with a strike, which the pitch was a strike anyway, and that will put Silva in an 0-2 count. Rainer Heinrich on deck. Goldman, the tall left-hander for the Titans, on the mound doing the work. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it for Silva. That'll be the first out of the inning. And that will bring up Rainer Heinrich.
All Coach Krimpke could do was just turn around and walk down the line a little bit, and just not happy with the execution there.
Heinrich is 0 for 1. He popped up to the pitcher his first time up as he hit it off the handle.
Yeah, it was off.
That is fouled back and out of play for strike 1. Trevor Golding checking in. Is this round 3 or 4? This is round 4. He goes by district, area, quarterfinal, semifinal.
And Jacob Solis thought he was good to go on that stolen base, not realizing that Rainer had actually swung and fouled it off. And I think he's going to gauge his slide a little differently this time as he slid right over the top of the bag and kept on going.
Goldman comes set. That pitch will miss high for ball 1. That will even things up. Tyler Espinoza on deck. Raiders went in order in the first, all on fly ball outs. Throw over to first, not in time as Solis dives back in safely.
Always interested in watching the tag put down by the first baseman. You played a lot. Caden had always played a lot with some of those guys that they always let you know that they were putting a tag on you.
Tag
boy,
on the back.
It came down with thunder, I'm telling you. You could hear it all the way up here.
He's going to go back, and Solis will step on the bag. He doesn't slide in this time. He just hops back in. He's played a lot closer to the bag.
Well, that and Goldman's pretty easy to read on those, on at least the last 2 that he's done.
Goldman comes set. He checks Solis at first. He'll come home. This is fouled back and out of play for strike 2. The lights have come on.
Yes, they did just now.
1-2 the count to Heinrich. Gage Goldman on the mound for the Titans. He will come home, and that will get away from Coley, but not far enough that Solis can advance.
Yeah, Coley able to bounce that one in front of him. And actually up the third base line that gave him a good clear lane. Had Solis tried to go on that pitch.
The 2-2, this is hit into left field. And that'll be a base hit for Rainer Heinrich. Youngblood will throw it back in, and that will put runners at first and second for the Raiders with 1 out.
So Rainer able to accomplish getting 2 on, but the difference would have been here had Gavin been successful in his bunt. He would have now had runners on the corners at first and third with that hit from Rainer Heinrich.
Or even possibly Coach Krimpke would have sent Solis home.
Yeah, depending upon what kind of jump he would have gotten on the hit and run possibility there. And
that'll bring up Tyler Espinoza. He's 0 for 1. He flew out to center his first time up. Goldman will deal the outside corner for strike 1.
Just shows how important that small ball is, right, Michael?
Absolutely. A very important part of the game if it's executed well.
Execution.
So Lees extends his lead at second. That pitch misses high for ball one, and that will even it at 1. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching high school playoff baseball here on SHN Sports. We will also have Game 2 and Game 3 if necessary tomorrow. So be sure to hit that like button and hit that notification bell and subscribe, and you'll be notified when we actually go live. That pitch misses for ball 2. 2-1. Oscar Salazar on deck. Goldman checks Lees back at second. That pitch will get the outside corner for strike 2. A little off-speed pitch working the outside corner. Pitch home. This will be fouled off and hit down the left field line.
Of course, ball is in play. Will they send? Yep, there we go. I was about to say nobody was making their way out of the dugout, but that ball is only about 5 paces off the foul line, and there we go. Alex Rodriguez, A-Rod, makes his way to the bullpen
Goldman
fielding
comes
percentage.
set. This is fouled back out of play, and Oscar ducks out of the way for self-protection. And Espinoza with a quality at bat.
Yeah, staying alive there was Tyler Espinoza. That was a great pitch on the outer half. Would have very likely caught a corner had he not offered at it and fouled it off.
The 2-2 pitch is outside for ball 3, and Espinoza works the count full.
Yeah, I had a great talk with Espy before the game, and, you know, we talked about he's a little snake bit, right? I mean, he's had great quality at bats. On base percentage is very high, as it always is, but he's squared up several hits these last few games. They just
payoff pitch. That's low for ball 4, and the bases are loaded.
And once again, quality at bat, on base percentage, always on the rise with Tyler Espinoza in the game. I mean,
that is the second walk of the inning issued by Goldman, and Coach Coley will call time, and he's going to head out to the mound. Oscar Salazar is due up. Xander Forcell on deck, and that's the heart of the Raider order.
You know, one thing I was going to say, talking about the top 25, one thing that we don't see in here is Victoria East. Now, folks, the what we have posted here is an April 29th
that
listing.
was the last top 25 issued by Texas High School Baseball.
So, having looked on a few other ones,
they won't do the next one until the state tournament's over, and then the 4 regional teams will take the top 4 spots, and then they'll seed out everybody else. That's what they typically do each year. So.
Right, and there are some other places like Max Preps and some other coaches polls that are out there.
Max Preps isn't a good one, but the Texas High School Baseball Coaches Association is a good one.
Yeah, I think they've actually showed Victoria East having slid up into the top 25.
Right, so I haven't seen that one lately, but Texas High School Baseball is the one that I've followed throughout the year.
Yes, sir.
Oscar Salazar will stand in. He's 0 for 1. He popped up to second his first time up. Base is loaded. Goldman will deal. This is hit into left field. That will score Solis. Rainer Heinrich will round third and head home. And Espinoza will be safe at second.
With a good snap throw across his body from Grayson Youngblood. Almost got Tyler Espinoza off the bag, and had it not been for the ball coming out of the glove of Mason Sockwell.
A 2 RBI single by Oscar Salazar, the 5A state RBI leader.
He didn't give me a chance to say it. I was going to say, Oscar Salazar, your 5A RBI leader. And then on the first pitch, he jumps all over it and plates 2 more RBIs.
That will bring up Xander Forcell. Xander Forcell struck out looking his first time up. He will take for ball 1.
Xander Forcell is your extra base king
The
for the
X
Rouse
Factor.
Raiders. X Factor, as he has been a double machine this year.
That moniker was put on him by Camino Stapleton out of New Jersey. Landon Miller on deck. The 1-0 pitch.
Great
that misses
pitch.
outside.
Wow, that looks good. Again, from here, it looks good, but hard to
Timothy
say.
Nickel chiming in. Let's go Raiders. Goldman taking a little more time in between his pitches. 2-0 the count. That pitch will get the outside corner for strike one. Two and one the count to Forcell, and he'll hit this one back up the middle. This could be two, and it'll be an inning into double play. And that will go 6-4-4-3 to end the Raider third, but they get 2 runs on 2 hits, and they leave one.
Yeah, just the double play, a little bit of a momentum killer there for the Rouse team, but they did get those 2 runs in to give Gavin Silva a little bit of a cushion here, but you know Raiders, he's not going to want to sit there and just go off of the 2. He's going to want to shut these guys down here.
Raiders now lead it 3-1. Due up for the Titans in the third. Hunter Barros, Xavier Ortega, and Mason Sockwell. Want to recognize our home run sponsors. Tumble 22 in Cedar Park, Mode Design Company, Utes Environmental, Toyota of Cedar Park, and Mack Hike Ford. We also want to recognize our Grand Slam sponsors. Pulley offers Texas construction teams a new take on building permitting. As your expediter, Ashley Knight ensures accurate permit requirements, fewer rounds of comments, and full visibility at every step so you can break ground sooner. Faster permits in Texas starting today. Energy for Purpose. We perform energy audits for a purpose, stewarding energy use to impact the most vulnerable. Again, we'd like to thank our fine and generous sponsors for their sponsorship of Rouse Raider baseball. For all the things that these guys need throughout the year, it's your generous support that that helps these guys out year after year.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, when they get to the point of the season right now where they're making those long road trips down 35 and even further, you know, as we will tomorrow, they get to do it a little bit more in style with those buses, and that's part of what those fundraisings and what the folks are able to help these boys out with and give them a little bit more comfort.
Hunter Barros will make his way to the plate. He is 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. Xavier Ortega on deck. One of those runs that did score was a walk, and just like that, that one is hit out to left. That'll be a base hit, a leadoff single for Barros.
Yeah, one pitch, one swing, and one runner on, you know, as they tried to jump on him early.
Both teams in the third have gotten their leadoff aboard.
Yeah, Titans doing it just a little quicker with that walk of Jacob Solis.
That'll bring up Xavier Ortega, rather. He is 0 for 0. He drew a walk his first time up. So tomorrow's game will be a 5 o'clock start. Breaking ball in for strike one. That will be 0-1 to Xavier Ortega.
Yeah, and the reason for that, folks, I talked about it a little bit before, is the reason why we're doing the doubleheader on Friday.
Breaking ball, this is hit foul down the first base line for strike two.
Both the Victoria East Titans and your Rouse Raiders have graduation on Saturday.
So Raiders at noon and of the Titans later in the evening. This is popped up and playable. It's hit out to right, and it'll be tracked by Tyler Espinoza. He'll make the catch, and that will retire Ortega for out number one.
Yeah, and once again, the wind winning that battle as he just popped that very strong hit ball out to right and did bring Tyler back a few steps. But again, the wind is just howling out there and knocking the ball down and making it a lot easier.
John Escobar checking in. Attack boy Hunter. Talking about Hunter Barros with the leadoff single. That will bring up Mason Sockwell. That pitch in for a strike. Sockwell 0 for 1. He grounded to third his first time up. 1 on with 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Raiders leading this one 3-1. Breaking ball misses for ball one. The 3 runs, the first one came in from a Landon Miller inside the park home run. And then the other 2 came in on a Oscar Salazar double RBI single. 2 RBI single. Throw over to first, not in time as Barros gets back safely.
And I'll tell you what, Barros was just starting to make his way off the bag when Gavin made the snap throw over.
Breaking ball, this is hit over to third. Miller to second for 1. Heinrich to first, and that throw will pull Oscar Salazar off the bag, and so that will be a fielder's choice for Mason Sockwell. 5-4 on the putout of Barros for out number 2, and that will bring up Joey Lee.
Yeah, Sockwell really motoring up the line, forcing a quicker throw from Rainer Heinrich, and he was really on his heels when he let that ball go, and it got away from Oscar and did what he could to get the little snag and tag, in one motion.
This will bring up Joey Lee, grounded to short his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Silva toes in, and he'll come home. A breaking ball misses down and away for ball 1. Swing and a foul tip.
And the automatic ball return here at Northeast Stadium sees that ball get under the glove of Xander Forcell and return all the way back to Gavin Silva on the mound.
That and Sockwell had to turn around and head back to first.
I think they just installed that.
Forcell gives the sign. Silva will deal. This is hit out to right, and that'll fall in for a base hit. And that'll put 2 on board with 2 outs for Grayson Youngblood.
Yeah, just getting enough of that to put it over the head of Rainer Heinrich and drop it in front of Tyler. So you don't always have to hit it on the screws to be successful and get a hit.
Youngblood is 0 for 0. He drew a walk his first time up. He was the first of the 3 back-to-back-to-back walks. A breaking ball in for strike 1. Two on with 2 out here in the bottom of the third. Silva comes set. That will get away from Forcell, and the runners will advance on the wild pitch. One and one the count to Youngblood. Forcell gives the sign. Silva comes set.
Yeah.
That pitch misses
outside
for ball 2.
Definitely, seeing the consistency there. So I would definitely say that was outside and rightfully called a ball.
Silva not really paying a whole lot of attention to the base runners. Breaking ball. This is hit over to first. It'll be played by Salazar. He will step on the bag, and that will do it. That will go 3 unassisted on the putout of Youngblood to end the inning. They get no runs on 2 hits. They leave 2, and after 3, it's the Raiders 3, the Titans 1. We want to recognize our walk-off level sponsor, GPS Legends Baseball. With over 50 years of professional playing experience on staff, we help young men find their direction on and off the field. It's bigger than baseball. And a big shout out to Brandon Puffer and the fine folks at GPS Legends Baseball. He has a book out. It's called From the Bullpen to the State Pen, and it's a book of playing in the major leagues and making some poor choices and finding redemption. You can find that book on Amazon for $14.99. And the great work that they do with the young men around the Austin, Central Texas area is just phenomenal. And we're glad to have them as a sponsor of Rouse Raider Baseball.
Yes, sir. Great for the game, great for the boys. You really hope to see a lot more mentors out there that not only just love the game of baseball, but can bring great messages with it, right? And great experiences and some not so great experiences.
Due up for the Raiders, Landon Miller, Andrew Sanchez, and Nathan Miller. Rudy Barrera checking in. Go Raiders from the Perez family in Laredo, Texas.
Okay. Getting them all over the place.
Glad to have y'all with us.
Big Lou
Diaz in the house. Of course, his son Colby playing for
right up the road,
Texas State. The Bobcats, a Rouse alum, a pitcher, and a great stick with his bat back in that 20. He was a critical part of that 21 state team for the Raiders.
And here against Gregory Portland.
Right here.
That game, I'll tell you what, I still can't forget that play that he made. That dive on the...
Miller will check swing and foul this one out of play.
Yeah,
just check swings are even hard swings.
Yeah, I remember it. The catcher for Gregory Portland absolutely hit a rocket shot down the line that Colby bounced off his glove all the way to the dugout.
Swing and a miss for strike 2, and Miller quickly in an 0-2 count. He's 1 for 1 with an in-the-park home run.
Yeah, and the catcher tried to make his way to second, and Colby wasn't having nothing to do with it as he ran over there, picked up the ball, and hosed him.
Goldman will deal a swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will retire Miller for out number 1. Colby May checking in. Totally agree. GPS and Puffer have been great. Connie Chen, let's go Raiders. J.J. Miller, let's go, kid. Kay Brown, you got this Titans. That'll bring up Andrew Sanchez. Sanchez is 0 for 1. He grounded to short his first time up. And he will take inside for ball 1. Nathan Miller on deck.
One of only 2 underclassmen in this lineup here, starting lineup for your Raiders.
And he'll chop this one. It'll be played by Alvarado. Alvarado to first in time, and just barely in time.
Yeah, those choppers, you really got to time them right and understand that just be patient on the ball and just make sure you're setting your feet and unload on the throw. And he was just able to get the swift Andrew Sanchez.
Right. Go East. Benny Stanley checking in. Go East from the Stanley family in Austin, Texas. Josh Harris, let's go Raiders. Rouse. Great to hear from Coach.
Hey, I got some of their cups.
Down the middle for strike 1 to Nathan Miller.
Bad dad joke, sorry.
Oh, yeah, bad dad jokes, right. Goldman will deal. This one is hit out to left. That'll be a base hit for Nathan Miller.
There we go. Again, I want to see that lower part of the lineup come alive, and Nathan Miller was the one that played at the go-ahead and what ended up being the winning run against Cedar Park in Game 2.
Yeah. Well, at
Georgetown, that double out to right center.
No, that was Xander Forsell, right?
He had one. Xander let it
Forsell
off.
Rainer Heinrich drove in the first run. Xander Forsell drove in the second run.
Okay.
Yeah. Go back and look at that.
And Nathan Miller making his way. And, number 27 coming in as a pinch runner for Nathan Miller is number 27, Connor Thompson.
Forsell had the RBI single or RBI double in the fourth, where the Raiders took
the lead.
The 2-run, or
so it was the third
lead.
run then in Game 1 that Nathan Miller had. I knew he had one of them off of a double there, and I think maybe that was the Game 1 we played out at Liberty Hill.
Jorge Gonzalez checking in. No batter. Terry Ward watching from Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Go Titans. Nephew Joey Lee. Solis will foul that one off for strike one. Solis 0 for 0. He drew a walk his first time up.
Yeah, and had a lot of swings like that.
On a full count, and eventually came around to score.
Yeah, good. Another quality at bat that he had there, really fouling off a lot of those balls. And, he definitely loves to turn on it.
Thompson staying relatively close there with Goldman being a lefty. And that pitch bounces away from Coley for ball one.
And, of course, not only watching that, Connor Thompson staying really tight with a lefty batter or pitcher, which normally have a really good pickoff move, but your third baseman, Andrew Alvarado, is painted on the line with Jacob Solis pulling a lot of these balls.
Goldman will deal in the dirt for ball two. 2-1 the count to Solis. Thompson staying close. The throw to first will be in time, and they'll get Thompson in a pickle as he didn't get the good jump, and Sockwell will make the tag. For out number 3, and that will do it. That'll go 1, 3, 4 on the putout of Connor Thompson running for Nathan Miller.
It was 1-3-4 or 1-3-6.
Sockwell was the second baseman. He applied
Sockwell
the tag.
Was the one that. Yeah. Okay, I didn't see who that was.
All right, and Solis was at the plate, so he'll come back
with a fresh
set of strikes, and that will do it. Raiders get no runs on one hit. They leave none. On to the bottom we go. Due up for the Titans in the fourth. Alvarado, Soto, and Steele. Why don't we take a moment for the UIL spots and get those out of the way?
Yes, sir. And we'll be right back with you folks after these messages from UIL.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorites.
My kid heard that solo!
You see my kid?
Yeah!
And we are back.
Gavin Silva back out on the mound to pitch the fourth. Raiders leading this one 3-1 over the Victoria East Titans. So interesting visiting with Coach Coley before the game and asking about Victoria East and West. And the first pitch to Alvarado from Silva gets the outside corner for strike one. And, as Rouse started as an alpha school with freshmen only back in 2008, they started in 2011. This is fouled away for strike two. As a full senior high school, they broke off from Victoria High School, and they opened up East and West.
Nice. Growth as the name of the game. And
the 0-2, a swing and a miss, a drop third strike. Forcell will plant. He'll make the throw down to first. And Silva picks up his first strikeout of the night.
yeah, of course, Victoria, a place that I frequented very much growing up as throughout summer and spring breaks. It's where Coletta Creek Reservoir is. Really big lake that my family would go to every year and have a great time fishing and skiing and tubing and just having a good time.
That'll bring up Joe Soto, the designated hitter. He is 0 for 0 with a walk. He will lift this one.
Possibly in play.
Foul, but it is going to go out of play for strike one.
Just push
Jacob Mulkey checking in. Let's go Joey Lee watching from Atlanta, Georgia.
Tell you what, Michael, I just had a great little tidbit come my way here from OSAL Senior, Oscar Salazar, pointing out that both Rayner and Oscar are neck and neck this year with 51 hits each.
Wow.
The Rouse Raider record is 52 hits.
That first pitch to Soto down, or the second pitch down and away for ball one. That'll even things up. Augustin Galvin gives me a correction here. It was Memorial High School. Then it split into East and West.
Okay.
That pitch misses for ball two, 2-1. Thank you for that update. I appreciate it. Teresa Martinez, let's go Joe Anthony. Go Titans. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball on the outside corner for strike two. And that'll even it up at 2.
Yeah, been lulling these guys into just a breaking pitch, and then he throws in a fastball.
A breaking ball catches him looking for strike 3.
Breaking pitch, wow. What a great combination of pitches there from Gavin Silva, who is making amends really quick for that third inning that saw runs scored and
that was back in the second inning. With the 3 walks.
Tied up the game with the 1 hit off of the 3 walks.
Here's the guy that pushed that RBI through, Ryan Steele. He is 1 for 2. He will foul this one back for strike 1. He has grounded the third and is singled to left.
Yeah, Ryan Steele, the
RBI single with that.
Offensive leader for this club as only a sophomore based off of, again, stats that I was able to find. Not 100% on how accurate that is, but...
Swing and a miss for strike 2, a slider on that outside corner.
He showed he was able to handle the bat and swing the bat very well in his second appearance.
Case and Coley on deck. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, a drop third strike. Forcell will throw down to first to complete the strikeout. And Silva strikes out the side. After 4 complete, it's Raiders 3, Titans 1. On to the 5th we go. Due up for the Raiders in the 5th. Solis, Silva, and Heinrich.
Just want to give a real quick update. I mean, we are absolutely just moving right along here as we have reached the top of the 5th. And looking at the comparisons here,
I am doing good. How are you doing?
Through 4 innings, has 60 pitches, allowing 4 hits.
Yeah, congratulations.
3 runs, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. And on the flip side, Gavin Silva through 4 innings, 67 pitches, 4 hits, 3 strikeouts, 4 walks. So very, very similar stat line here with both giving 4 hits, but getting the better effect of that with the RBIs and the runners in scoring position. Were the Rouse Raiders able to plate 3 runs, 2 off the RBI swing from Oscar Salazar, and then the starting run from Landon Miller, who hits the in-the-park home run out to right field that gets away from the right fielder Xavier Ortega. So great little duel we have going here for the pitchers. And, just the walks are the key right now. The walks have really hurt both sides and putting guys on and extra runners out there for the hitters.
Well, Silva is, let me look at him. He's issued, 3 walks?
He's got 4 walks.
Was it 4 walks? Yeah,
4
so
walks and
4
3
walks,
strikeouts.
and Goldman has 2 walks, I believe.
Correct. 2 walks and 3
both
strikeouts.
of them have had one of those walks score.
So just, again, is part of that jitters? Very possible.
Shannon Stevens checking in. Let's go Raiders from New Orleans, Louisiana. NOLA.
NOLA.
I did some time in NOLA right after Katrina. I did some work for the Small Business Administration on some.
Okay, yeah, definitely specify did time
Yeah,
in New Orleans.
I did time in
Did
New
definitely
Orleans.
go a little deeper.
Yeah,
He was working, folks.
I was working.
working.
I was working after Hurricane Katrina doing damage assessment down there. So
I mean, we all know your nightlife, Michael
Right.
Francis. So we had to specify and let everybody at home know.
yeah, I see that co-Sunday school director doing time. All right. That first pitch down the middle to Solis for strike 1. Goldman will get the outside corner for strike 2.
And of course, those questioning or not hearing what was said, Jacob Solis never finished his at-bat when Connor Thompson was picked off, so he does get to come back out and start his at-bat over again.
The 0-2, that misses low for ball 1, and Coley.
He was looking to
He was
start
looking
around the horn there, wasn't he?
Yeah, start around the horn, but the umpire, he didn't hear that strike call from the umpire. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Now he'll throw it around the horn.
He did pause, though. He definitely didn't let it fly too quick.
That is the 4th strikeout of the afternoon by Gage Golden. Frank Cepeda checking in. Victoria Stroman High Raiders base in 1985 won state, and then in 86 were runner-ups where Coach Hootie Garcia was coach then.
Okay.
The pinch hitter is number 1, Diego Gate.
Love the
So
history
Diego Gayton pinch hitting for Gavin Silva, and he'll take for strike 1. A fastball down the middle.
Yeah, and Diego, really wanting to jump in here quick.
He shows bunt. He'll lay off and get rung up for a strike. Nothing at 2, the count.
Yeah, and then
Frankie Lasering checking out. I hope I'm saying that right. Go Titans from a great aunt in Madison, Wisconsin. That pitch misses outside for ball 1. 1-2, the count to Gayton.
of course, Diego having the same success as Gavin did those first 2 pitches against Goldman, falling in a hole.
That pitch misses high for ball 2.
But he seemed to be a little bit more patient here as Gavin offered at the next pitch and struck out on 3 straight pitches. And
the 2-2 pitch, a swing and a miss, and that will do it for Gayton. Out number 2. And that will bring up Rainer Heinrich. That is the 5th strikeout for Goldman on the night.
yeah, and
Rainer Heinrich is 1 for 2. He popped up to the pitcher and singled to left. He also came around and scored on that RBI single by Oscar Salazar. This will be hit down to third. It'll be played by Alvarado. The throw in time, and that will do it for the Raider 5th. They get no runs on no hits. They leave none. After 4.5, it's 3-1 Rouse. On to the bottom we go. And Jonathan, let's take another UIL break.
on its way, sir. We'll be right back with you folks after this message from the UIL.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
All right, we are back with you after that message. And great little tidbits that we have to play for you here during the playoffs as part of the UIL requirements. Very happy to play those for y'all, and they have some great messages in there about sportsmanship and becoming officials, and being able to participate in these games, and keeping it clean, right? Is another thing, and we really appreciate everybody on the chat line doing as such. I mean, it's always great to hear from everybody around the state and the nation, and sometimes overseas.
Yeah, when we played the Mules, they had family in Tanzania and Sri Lanka that were actually chiming in and letting us know.
Yeah, one of the guys actually let us know that the grand slam hit by Landon Miller landed in their front yard in Tanzania.
Jason Coley will get things started here in the fifth. He is 1 for 2. He is singled and popped up to first. Gavin Silva will deal the fastball low for ball 1. Hunter Barros on deck. Breaking ball misses outside for ball 2. Silva will step off and then toe back in. 2-0 the count to Coley. 2-0 pitch. A breaking ball outside for ball 3.
Yeah, knowing Coley really handled that inside pitch at first at bat, Gavin's not wanting to make that same mistake and have a leadoff runner on.
A 3-0 fastball inside for ball 4, and Silva issues his 5th walk of the evening. Maricela Sanchez checking in. Let's go east. We are cheering for you, Andrew. We are cheering for you, Andrew, from your Sanchez family in Victoria, Texas. Christian Ferrier, courtesy running for the catcher.
Jason Coley again.
Hunter Barros will come to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He has singled and grounded to third.
And of course, immediately you watch Nathan Miller make his way inside, being level with the bag in anticipation of a possible bunt or being able to cut this ball off and get a double play.
Breaking ball gets the outside corner, which might have been a little generous.
That seemed to be a little generous. Again, a little low, a little outside. As Barros backs out and just does a mental reset.
The 0-1 pitch, Barros shows bunt. He'll lay off for ball 1 on a pitch down and away. One pitch. That is bunted. It'll be played by Silva. He'll make the throw to first in time, and a sacrifice bunt by Barros. But what an outstanding effort by Gavin Silva.
Only one that could have played that ball. I mean, that pitch, that bunt was far enough up the line that Xander had zero possibility of making that play, and Gavin just springing on it.
Perfectly executed.
And he was falling away and turning and making the throw on a dime to Oscar Salazar. So great play, great defensive play.
Pitch misses low for ball 1 to Ortega. Ortega has walked, and flown out to right. Mason Sockwell on deck. Silva comes set. He'll make the throw back to second. It won't be in time. Ferrier is back safely.
Yeah, and that was the sliding snap tag from Rainer Heinrich as he dropped to his knees and tried to slide in there to put the tag on Ferrier, but he was back with time to spare.
This is lifted to left. This will go to the fence. It'll bounce off the fence. Graves will get the ball in. And Miller loses the ball, but that will hold Ferrier at third base. What a quick throw by Adrian Graves to keep the run from scoring.
Yes, sir, to keep the run from scoring. He had to actually wait on that. It was well over his head, bounced off of the base of the fence in left center, but sprung upwards and kicked high in the air. So he actually grabbed that out of the air with his hand and then made the throw in one motion. So
that'll be a double by Ortega.
It did save a run there, but only one out here.
That'll bring up Mason Sockwell. Sockwell is grounded to third and hit into a fielder's choice. Silva toes in. This is chopped on and hit down to third. Throw home will be in time.
Great play from Nathan Miller, recognizing that they had an opportunity to cut off the lead runner and
catch Ferrier at home.
Very easy catch and throw there. Nathan Miller makes the easy throw. Xander Forsell's waiting on it and just sets the mitt down and lets him slide right in. Ferrier slides right into him.
And Sockwell hits into another fielder's choice. That'll put runners at first and second for Joey Lee.
Now, we do have guys up in the bullpen for the Rouse Raiders. I did see Trey Schluter in earlier, and now he has actually made the call for Carson Henderson to come into the game.
Henderson or Holbrook?
13 is Henderson. Yeah. 13 is Henderson, 3 is Holbrook, right?
Yep, that's right.
Let me make sure I got that right. You got me second guessing myself. Yes, Carson Henderson is making his way in, as I saw Coach give the little nod to the lefty, which would be either Holbrook or Carson Henderson, but Holbrook was not up in the bullpen as I saw Trey Schluter getting warm earlier.
This is kind of a new little twist, right? Because usually Holbrook is the follow-up to Silva and Henderson is the follow-up to Salazar.
Well, I want to say that's very likely the case here. Henderson's the longest without some work on the mound. So, and even though getting the 2 outs there and runners at first and second, Coach not really wanting to give any momentum shift here to the Titans as they've been able to bring 2 on.
Silva goes 4 2/3 if you want to run through his numbers.
Yeah, so I did hit on it right before the start of this inning. So we do see Gavin Silva exit the game. And again, he did go a total of 77 pitches, 45 for strikes, going 4 2/3 inning, allowing 5 hits with 3 strikeouts and 5 walks. So very stark contrast to his normal outing where we see 10 strikeouts to 2 or 3 walks.
Right, yeah.
He'll have maybe a bad inning or a bad game with 4, possibly 5 walks, but he still comes back in with, again, double-digit strikeouts. So, again, I think Coach really just knowing he's got a lot of arms that he doesn't want them to go too long. You know, Gavin Silva did a complete game last week. We didn't see Henderson or Holbrook come in that scenario. Nathan Miller closed out the game against Cedar Park, which we would have thought to see Henderson or Holbrook in that situation as well. But, you know, Coach immediately diving straight in. Nathan Miller is really thrives on that situation and came in and just shut him down. 3 up, 3 down, 3 strikeouts to win that game and move on here to face Victoria East Titans.
John Escobar checking in. Get the sticks going, boys. Come on, East. Aurora Castaneda, hi from El Paso. Go Raiders. Aurora Castaneda also saying, go Gavin. That will bring up number 23, Joey Lee. He is 1 for 2. He is grounded to short and singled.
Now, of course, Gavin Silva, 77 pitches only, so he still stays alive. He did get replaced at
Henderson from the stretch. That ball sails high for ball 1. A little wild thing action going on right there.
Xander Forcell able to stab at that one and come down with it, allowing the runners to stay where they were at first and second.
Henderson comes set. He'll deal a fastball down the middle for strike one.
Of course, another part of this decision from Coach Krempine is a lefty-on-lefty matchup here, which tends to bowl better for a lefty pitcher.
Ortega extends his lead at second. Solis comes up behind him. A swing and a miss for strike two.
You know, they've watched a righty throw these breaking pitches at him over and over again, and here comes Carson Henderson just straight downhill right after him, and catch me if you can.
1-2 the count. The 1-2 pitch, a breaking ball, misses high for ball two, and that'll even things up at two. Deuce is wild for Lee. The 2-2, swing and a miss for strike three, and that will do it for the Titans. Fifth. They get no runs on one hit. They leave two. And after five complete, it's 3-1 Rouse. On to the sixth we go. Miss Kathleen Forcell checking in. Thank you, Kathleen. That is
Kisses in
Sanders'
the
mom. And one of our press box.
I was going to say, not having an opportunity. Our press box days for this season are over, as we are now on the road exclusively with neutral sites that will find ourselves between both venues, you know, and they try to do their best to find that centrally located. I'm super happy that we didn't have Brownsville as in this round, with Brownsville having gone against Victoria East, because that would have been
that would
probably
have been a haul, right?
That would have definitely been a haul like last year.
Probably would have found yourself in Jordanton or possibly Coastal Bend.
Coastal Bend, yes, sir. And both of those quite a bit further, another hour on the other side of San Antonio. So
due up for the Raiders in the sixth, Espinosa, Salazar, and Forcell. Gage Goldman back out on the mound for the Titans.
One thing that we will look to see what happens, Carson Henderson has shown to be able to handle the bat very well when he's been given opportunities this year, and that'll possibly allow him to stay in this game and go ahead and hit for himself unless there's a substitution made in left field.
What's the pitch count on Goldman so far?
Goldman was actually 7 less than Gavin, so he should be at 60 right now, since he's just now, or no, he's at 70, sorry. Because, we are making our way into the top of the sixth. So he had a 10-pitch inning.
He's got plenty of gas in the tank. Espinosa will take for strike one.
Yeah, like I said, only a 10-pitch inning in the fifth. So he got out of there very efficient in the fifth inning.
Shannon Stevens, very nice, Carson, and Timothy Nickel. Great job, smart move. That pitch misses for ball one, and that will even things up. Oscar Salazar on deck. The 1-1 pitch, a swing and a miss for strike two. One and two the count to Espy. He is flown out to center and walked, and he will take for ball two. 2-2. The 2-2 pitch, this is cut on and hit over to short. It'll be played by Barrows, so throw to first will be in time. 6-3 on the put out of Espinosa for out number one, and that will bring up Oscar Salazar. Salazar is 1 for 2. He has popped up to second and singled to left with a 2 RBI single.
He had a great dig over there by Joey Lee at first base to get the out of Tyler Espinosa.
Fastball down the middle for strike one. Might have been the low part of the zone. The 0-1, that will miss high and outside for ball one, and that will even it up. Xander Forsell on deck. 1-1 pitch. This is popped up and hit out toward right field. That'll be played by Ortega for out number 2.
Textbook play there from Ortega in right field as he immediately retreated as he was not sure how hard that ball was hit from Oscar Salazar. Once he recognized that it was not going as deep, he was able to run in on that and make the easy catch. Something you don't see as much anymore, right? There's a lot of those guys that first move is in, and then the next thing they know, the ball's over their head.
That first pitch misses for ball 1. 2 Forsell. Forsell has struck out and was hit into an inning-ending double play. That pitch, wow, not sure what that means.
That looked great on the outside there, like it probably snuck in for a backdoor strike, but
2-0.
not called.
Goldman deals. This is cut on and hit over to short. Barros has it. Let's throw to first in time, and the Raiders go in order again in the 6th. That will go 6-3. And you can't be more efficient than that.
Yeah, I mean, how many pitches that time? Another 10?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Count 11 pitches.
Still updating. I'm waiting on my.
After 5.5, it's 3-1 Rouse. Well, they got no runs on no hits, nobody left on. And you go in order, right? On to the bottom we go. Due up for the Titans in the bottom. The 7, 8, and 9 hitters. Youngblood, Alvarado, and Soto. Carson Henderson back out to pitch the 6th to get his first full inning of work started.
Tell you what, with us being here in the 6th, Michael, let's go ahead and get that last little UIL stint in, and we're good to go and hit the state tournament mention.
Let's do that the next half. He's already out on the mound warming up. So, well, I don't know. You might be able to get it in. Sanders coming up. All right,
go ahead. On the way, folks. And we're right back with you folks here after that message from UIL.
We have to do 3 of those with each broadcast that we get approved for.
Yes.
Some of the obligations when you get into the playoffs is you got to give their spots. And, of course, you have to announce that state tournament twice.
Yeah, so I knew that we had one more of those coming. That's why I wanted to try to squeak that last one in on the little commercial there. Full broadcast, folks, comes with commercials, great back and forth, banter. We try to do it all.
Youngblood has walked and grounded to first. So he still hasn't. That pitch is fouled away. So
it's so funny watching Coach Coley and Crimpine. They both are identical over there at the batter's box or the coach's box on a foul ball. They may glance at it, but they're definitely not.
That is chopped foul and will be strike 2.
And they're definitely not going to try to field it.
0-2 the count to Youngblood. As I was saying a while ago, he's 0 for 1, the walk and the ground out to first. Andrew Alvarado on deck. The 0-2, this is hit over to first. Salazar will take it himself, and he'll step on the bag for an unassisted out.
You know, funny thing is, none of the umpires actually called it out.
Really?
The first base, he watched and said, okay, he tagged and turned around and started walking up the first base line, and the home plate umpire was looking at the dugout. They still never called him out. I mean, it's an understood, folks. It was a no-brainer, but still, yeah.
That'll
Sorta
bring
have
up Alvarado. He has walked and struck out. He's 0 for 1. Henderson from the windup. Fastball misses high for ball 1.
Henderson, another one, looks like he got some new kicks here for the playoffs. Nice shiny white shoes he's got on there.
Pitch misses low for ball 2. 2-0. The count to Andrew Alvarado. Alvarado batting 8th in the order. Fastball in for strike 1.
Of course, as the sun is setting here in North San Antonio, we're starting to get a little breeze dying
Breaking
down.
ball sells high for ball 3, and the count goes 3-1.
It's still out there, just not quite as strong as it was earlier in the evening.
Fastball low for ball 4. 1 on with 1 out for Joe Soto.
And it looks like we do have a courtesy runner coming in, number 14, Leyland Ring.
Is that Ring?
Leyland Ring,
Yep, Leyland Ring.
R-I-N-G.
Joe Soto will make his way to the mound. Boy, what a faux pas that was, right? Makes his way to the plate. He is struck out looking and walked.
At least you didn't say dirt now.
Yeah, true. Gosh. Rub it in now.
There it is.
A little off-speed pitch on the outside corner for strike 1.
Yeah, pretty little paint the corner pitch there from Carson Henderson.
Alvarado extends his lead at first. Henderson comes set. He'll come home. This is hit high to left. Adrian Graves underneath it. He'll make the catch, and that will retire Soto.
Yeah, and that one traveling quite a bit further than what we saw earlier. Again, the wind dying down a bit, but that still had a lot of travel. But Adrian Graves able to sneak underneath it easily and make the catch.
That'll bring up Ryan Steele. He's 1 for 3. He has grounded to third. He has singled to left and struck out.
And again, good news, having 2 outs here with Steele coming up.
Fastball misses low for ball 1.
Should I say the top of the lineup, as both Steele and Coley have done very good at the plate.
The 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball gets the outside corner for strike 1. Timothy Nickel, great job, smart move. 1-1 the count. 1-1 pitch. This is cut on, and that'll be played by Solis. The throw to first in time.
Nice.
And that
Great
will do it.
play from Jacob Solis. Again, getting it in that glove and getting it out as quickly as possible. Steele has great speed up the line, and Jacob Solis recognizing it very fast and immediate. I love seeing that defensively from Solis.
That'll go. No runs on no hits. And they left one. On to the 7th we go. Raiders 3, the Titans 1.
And Goldman, yes, I was going to say, will we see him? He is making his way
out.
out.
Why not?
He's at 81
got plenty
pitches.
Of gas in the tank.
Yeah, 81 pitches here. As he's gone 10 pitches and 11 pitches in his last 2 innings. So has another 19 to go.
Don't miss the final UIL state event of the year, the 2024 State Baseball Tournament, taking place Wednesday, June 5th through Saturday, June 8th. These games will be played at the Dale Diamond in Round Rock, with Conference 4A games taking place at the historic Dish Falk Field at the University of Texas at Austin campus. For schedule, spectator, and ticket information, please visit uiltexas.org/baseball. Again, that's uiltexas.org/baseball.
Everybody getting the 7th inning stretch going here as everybody's making their way on the concourse behind us.
Due up for the Raiders in the 7th, Landon Miller, Andrew Sanchez, and Nathan Miller.
Do we go 0-1, 0-2, 0-3? Take me out.
Oh,
no,
yeah,
I'm not going to do that.
You were already failing at that one, brother. That start was pretty poor.
What, the 1, 2, 3?
No, take me out.
It's because I knew I wasn't going to do the whole thing.
Oh, well, come on.
I don't want to. I mean, I'd have it recorded
The
on my
dulcet-
phone and let it play.
The dulcet tones of Jonathan Kaspar on the mic singing "Take Me Out to the Ballpark."
Oh, yeah, no.
Landon Miller will come to the plate. He is 1 for 2. He has hit an inside the park home run and struck out. He will take for strike 1. Camino Stephenson checking in. Michael and Jonathan, thanks for the great broadcast that you provide. These Rouse Raider games are so enjoyable to watch and listen to from Cranford, New Jersey. You are very welcome.
Hey, thanks for the
little
assist
cutter
there.
that's cut on. The throw down the line will not be in time, and that will go down the line.
Oh, he's going to get another in the park. Error.
Landon Miller around second to third. He'll hold up at third on the error by Gage Goldman on the throw to first.
I was going to say almost an in the park single that turned into a home run. Wow, the ball gets away from Goldman as he had to really get on it quick.
Now, did that get scored an error or did it get scored a hit? Because it pulled off the bag. I mean, he wasn't even on the bag, so.
Yeah, it was.
Because Lee was off the bag to make the attempt at the catch, but the throw was wild, so I'm going to give that a hit.
I'm looking at the scoreboard here, and they have not ruled it a hit. They did rule an error.
They did rule an error?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, then I will follow suit on that.
Yeah, I'm not sure that he beat the ball, that Landon beat the ball there. The ball, I believe, beat him, which would have made it an error.
So that would be an E1 on Golden. That pitch misses low for ball 1 to Andrew Sanchez.
And my boy Andrew Sanchez, another opportunity to come through big here for your Rouse Raiders. See if he can't plate another run.
Goldman comes set. He'll deal. That'll bounce away from Coley, and that will see Landon Miller easily score on the wild pitch.
Miller scores on the wild pitch.
Not the way that you want this game to go.
Yeah, Goldman very solid throughout the year.
And through this game, he's been solid. That pitch misses, or did it hit him?
No, that was high. High for ball 4, and right away we're going to see a pinch runner in for Andrew Sanchez as coach is making his way to announce that, I believe. Yes, Dawson Snow now makes his way into the game to run for Andrew Sanchez.
Nathan Miller makes his way to the plate.
We have a pinch runner on for Sanchez.
That'll be Dawson Snow.
It is number 4, Dawson Snow again. Pinch runner.
So they did come by and asked about pronunciations and some of the spellings with the thing. So I gave them, I said, you know what? There's a few names here at the bottom. Let me give you all of these other names because we got plenty of guys that are going to make their way in.
Miller will show bunt. He'll foul that one away for strike 1.
Yeah, let them know there's plenty of guys that are going to see this game, whether they be running, hitting, in situations. And so I put a bunch of first names in there, been lucky that everybody that has been able to come into this game for the Rouse has been able to have their first and last name called.
That's the way I prefer it. I always disliked it when I get lineups from coaches that only had last names on there. So I would intentionally throw over to first will not be in time. I would intentionally go and get the first names.
Well, I was even letting her know. She was like, I know the moms get so upset when they just get their son's last name called only. I was like, well, it's not y'all's fault. That's the coach's fault for not putting it on there.
Miller shows bunt and lays off. He'll take inside for ball 1. 1-1 the count to Miller. Miller has singled and grounded back to the pitcher. And then his courtesy runner, or his pinch runner, got in a pickle and thrown out. Snow will take off, and this will be fouled off.
Great opportunity there for a hit and run from Nathan Miller as he slapped that one down the line. Just got too far under it and fouled it off.
Jacob Solis on deck. One and two, the count to Miller. One on with no outs here in the top of the seventh. That pitch misses, and I'm not sure where, but it misses.
I want to
for ball
say
two.
Outside would be my best
I would
guess.
say low if I had to guess, but I mean it looked good.
Coach Krimpine is just grinding over there with these calls to his runner and just not wanting to settle for this 3-run lead and would love to plate another run here.
Goldman will deal high for ball three, which could have easily been called a strike as well at the top of the zone.
Very, very close.
So he's working on painting the corners and just not getting the calls. Full count to Miller. The payoff pitch. This is hit back up the middle. This could be two. Throw to second in time. Throw to first will not be in time. And Miller will hit into a fielder's choice. That'll go 6-4 on the putout of Snow. We're out number one.
First on fielder's choice. Snow is out at second on the plate. Now batting shortstop, number 7, Jacob Solis.
Jorge Gonzalez, Sweet Caroline.
Bum, bum, bum.
Solis will show bunt and lay off for ball one.
So good, so good. And as I expected, Carson Henderson is in the on-deck circle with the bat in his hand.
1-0 pitch to Solis. That will get down the middle for a strike, and that will even it up at one.
Of course, Carson Henderson will get his own lefty-on-lefty matchup here, as he is the only lefty batter in our.
This is line to the shortstop, and it's off his glove. That will be an E6.
Yeah, and again, with only one out, Nathan Miller only going halfway there.
A routine line to short off the tip of his glove as he closed his glove too quickly. Barros. And that'll get two on board for Carson Henderson. Henderson batting ninth in the order.
And again, Rainer Heinrich right after him. I would expect to see a possible bunt opportunity here. And if he can bunt one down the third base line, he does have decent enough speed to be able to get up the line and possibly an in the infield hit.
And he'll show bunt. He'll lay it down the first base line and goes foul for strike one.
And once again here, Carson Henderson now representing our fourth Raider batter that has attempted to lay a bunt down in this game.
0-1 the count to Henderson. Lefty-lefty matchup, and he'll lay off for ball one.
They're just able to pull the bat back. Yeah, and they did ask. Coley said, hey, man, you make sure he pulled that bat back fast enough. And they asked for the appeal down the third base line, and he was called safe. So did pull the bat away.
1-1 the count to Henderson. 2 on with 1 out here in the top of the seventh. Raiders lead this one 4-1. Fastball down the middle for strike two.
Not going with the possible bunt there, so.
He'll show bunt, and he'll hit
done.
this one foul, and that'll be it.
What? I don't understand that one.
Yeah, it may be one of those things where Coach Crampine is like, hit the bunt.
Yeah.
You know, some coaches will
lay
do that.
down. No, definitely lay it down.
They'll sacrifice the out.
We're 0 for 4.
Right, yeah.
With bunt opportunities here, we're 0 for 4 in this game.
That'll bring up Rainer Heinrich. Heinrich has popped up to the pitcher. He has singled, scored, and he's grounded to third.
And when you have a great bat behind you in Rainer Heinrich, you want guys, both runners in scoring position.
Heinrich will take for ball 1. Coley gives the sign. Goldman will check Miller at second, and he'll come home. That'll be high for ball 2.
Wow. Yeah, that looks good.
Definitely had a lot on.
Yeah.
A lot of pop on.
A lot of pop on that one for sure.
Lefty, he deals it hard. I'd be interested to see what his fastball is.
They were telling me it's around 87.
And it looks faster than that. And pitch low for ball 3. 3-0 the count to Heinrich.
And that puts him up at 103 pitches currently.
Yeah. Goldman comes set. The 3-0 pitch. That's in there for a strike. Little deceptive as Coley kind of came up out of his crouch. And normally when a catcher does that, the umpire won't call that a strike.
Yeah, because you get into their line of sight to really see where you receive that ball at.
The 3-1, that's ball 4. And the bases are loaded.
Tyler Espinoza, the on-base percentage king here for the Raiders.
Andrew Huerta checking in. Hi, Grandma, go Rouse.
They're coming up in a great spot here and an opportunity to bring another run in.
Pitch in for a strike as Espinosa has flown out to center. He has walked and grounded to short.
Heard a young fan there. We need a home run.
He's over 2. The 0-1, not saying that he couldn't do it, but it would probably be highly unlikely.
Yeah, he'd have to really tattoo one down that left field line. I'm not going to put it past the young man, though. Sneaky pop.
The 0-2, swing and a miss, a drop third strike, and it's going to be it because the bases were occupied. And so Goldman will pick up, I believe, his 6th strikeout of the night.
And
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I'll tell you.
6, 7 strikeouts.
7 strikeouts to 4 walks, allowing 4 hits with 3 of the 4 runs being earned.
Jaden Reynolds checking in, class of 2021 Eastview alumni. Just wanted to shout out Eastview's baseball program this year for making it as far as they did and breaking the record from 2018-19 first-round playoffs to making it to area round.
Yes,
Absolutely.
they did. One thing that we were really high on them this year.
Right.
It was a great story seeing them make the shift out of our District 25 5A along with Georgetown.
And moving into Region 3.
And then moved into Region 3. And, getting the first series, getting the win, and then turning around and getting another win after that. So it was a great story for them.
So another thing that Coach Coley told me before the game was that with realignment, they go into Region 3 next year.
Okay.
Carson Henderson out to pitch the 7th, due up for the Titans in the 7th. Coley, Barros, and Ortega. Aurora Castaneda, hi Andrew, go Rouse. Again, we want to give you all a reminder, Game 2 will be tomorrow at 5 o'clock game start. We will start our broadcast at 4:45. with pregame and
maybe
get
hoping
underway.
to bring some guest speakers on for the game.
Possibly. Casey Coley will face Carson Henderson for the first time. He has walked, singled, and popped up to first.
That
That
looked
pitch
like a great pitch, but
misses for ball one. A breaking ball in for strike one, and that'll even the count at one. The Titans down to their final 3 outs. The 1-1 pitch had his cut on and hit into left. That'll be a leadoff single for Casey Coley.
And just as he started out the game with his first at bat, he hammers one down through the 5-6 hole there out in left field and hitting the ball very hard today is Casey Coley.
And he's hit it to left every time when he's made contact. That'll bring up Hunter Barrows. Barrows is grounded to third. He is singled to left and sacrifice bunt to his credit. Pitch misses for ball one. Jaden asked, do y'all know of any other teams from y'all's region getting realigned to Region 3? I do not. I do not know of any other than what Coach Coley told me. I know that with our realignment, it stayed the same. We will be the same. We had no changes.
But, of course, we just went through a realignment only 2 years ago. Right? 3 years.
Breaking ball sails high for ball two.
After 22. So 23 was our first year of realignment.
2-1, the count to Hunter Barrows. This is cut on and hit out to center. Landon Miller will make the catch, and that will do it for Barrows. One away, and that was not deep enough for Coley to advance. And I believe he left Coley in to run for himself and didn't bring Ferrier in to courtesy run.
Yeah, I mean, interestingly enough, I'm watching Nathan Miller playing very shallow. Again, recognition of the wind and the fact that the ball is not traveling makes sense to come in.
Fastball down the middle to Ortega for strike one. Ortega has doubled, he has walked, and he has flown out to right. This is lifted high. It's playable. Oscar Salazar in foul territory. He'll make the catch, and that will do it for Ortega.
He made the catch Willie Mays style with the little basket catch there.
That's the Willie Mays or the Willie Mays Hayes style?
Well, no. Definitely not Willie Mays. Hayes.
That'll bring up Mason Sockwell. He is grounded to third and hit into a fielder's choice twice. Henderson will fake a snap throw, but he will not. That is a routine play, a trick play that they were trying to catch Coley off base, and he did not fall for it.
Yeah, and that was the one where you're not supposed to throw the ball.
Right.
Right?
You learned it the last time.
You're not supposed to throw the ball.
Wow.
That was
Not
high.
sure where that one missed. You think so?
Yeah, that was high. That even brought Xander out of his crouch to receive that ball. So
1-0 the count.
They were basically giving Coley second. And
yeah, Coley will advance. He'll pick up a stolen base by defensive indifference.
The funny thing was, watching Carson Henderson, he was like, Xander jumps up real quick like he's going to make the throw. Carson's like, oh, my gosh. Let me duck.
1-1 the count to Sockwell. That pitch in for a strike, and the Titans are down to their last strike.
Yeah, and Carson Henderson
the count.
Not going to worry about Coley. Obviously, his main focus is going after the batter here with a 1-2 count.
Joey Lee on deck, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Dropped third strike. No, he didn't. He checked his swing.
He did, but I would Okay, I would still appeal because he
appealed and they said no,
Yeah,
so that will be ball 2. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Deuce is wild. A runner at third for Sockwell. The 2-2, that is fouled back and
great
out of,
job
and will be out of play.
spoiling a pitch there for Sockwell. That was just power versus power right there as Carson Henderson was coming right at him.
A 2-2 pitch, a breaking ball just misses outside, and the count goes full. Henderson comes set. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and that will do it. The Rouse Raiders take game 1 of the regional semifinal here in San Antonio.
And the bubbles are out here at Northeast Stadium in San Antonio as the Rouse crowd is going wild here with game 1 win over the Victoria East Titans.
Raiders take it 4-1. Jonathan will have the final numbers here in just a moment. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in and watching high school playoff baseball. Thank you, Victoria East, for chiming in and having fun with us on the broadcast. We hope that you have enjoyed it. We will be back on the air tomorrow at 5 o'clock at 4:45 for pregame and 5 o'clock, and then game 3, if necessary, will be 30 minutes after the completion of game 2.
Yeah, and we did have some folks in the stands sharing our link. They were curious about where to find it so they can let folks know at home. This is a free broadcast, everybody. This is not behind a paywall. So please offer that out. We love hearing from everybody and as many people as we can have on the broadcast and being able to enjoy the game. We try to do our best to bring you very vivid play-by-play and, keep it clean and keep it unbiased. So
we hope we made it enjoyable for everybody, and that's our goal. And when you get to the playoffs, we want to recognize good baseball when we see it, no matter which team.
Yeah, and speaking of that, Gage Goldman goes
the distance,
basically a complete game for himself. 108 pitches, 68 for strikes, 7 full innings, allowing 5 hits, 3 earned runs, 7 strikeouts, and 4 walks. And opposite of that, he does take the loss here tonight, where Gavin Silva does get the win, having gone 77 pitches, 4 2/3. Again, allowing 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. One of those walks was the lone run that was brought in by Steele on the hit in the second inning. Gavin Silva does make way for Carson Henderson to come in 34 pitches, 21 for strikes, going 1 1/3. Actually, 1 1/3. 2 strikeouts, 1 walk. 2 1/3. There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I had it slid over 2. I was like, wait a second, it's saying 1. Offensively here for the Raiders, we did have 25 batters at the plate. We did have a total of 5 hits, 4 walks against, and 7 strikeouts, and versus 6 hits by the Titans. So again, Raiders being out hit for the second game in a row. They did get out hit 8-4 in game 2 against Cedar Park, but again, the 1 inning and the 1 inning alone made the difference with the 3 doubles that they were able to plate. The difference here was a walk that did bring on 2 guys on the base path, and Oscar Salazar getting the 2 RBIs in the third inning. And then, of course, Landon Miller getting another RBI getting another run in with his single, error, turn, triple off of the errant throw from Goldman. So,
we want to thank everyone for the kind words, and we will see y'all tomorrow. Thank you, Snoop Daniels, checking in. Great call, guys. Thank you very much. Rob McKenzie, love you all's announcing. Great job. Yay, Raiders. Andrew Huerta, nice W. Great commentary. Alicia Berry. Rouse House in response to Brandy Mann's Whose House?
Yes, sir.
George Garcia, way to go, Raiders. Connie Chen, let's go Carter. Go Rouse, go. Thank you for the broadcast. You are very welcome, sir, and we look forward to having all of you with us tomorrow night. Please spread the word out to everyone. We love putting this out here for free consumption and not behind a paywall that you would have to pay for NFHS. And so we're fortunate to actually get this series. So we want to thank everybody for tuning in and joining us tonight. We'll see y'all tomorrow at 4:45. I'm Michael Francis. He's Jonathan Kaspar. Good night, everybody.